Okay, so in real world projects, you may use, more styling in your forms, for example, handling beautiful errors in your forms. So Bootstrap just provide this, and we will use the Bootstrap framework to do this. Okay, so first, if I just go and let's just create everything from scratch. Okay, let me just create a new view, and I'll just call this, instead of mail, let me just delete mail, and then create a new file called contacts or something like. Let's just make it, for example, login, and then create a new blade file, index.blade.php, and then create our login controller real quick. PHP artisan make controller, in our case, for example, login controller. There it is, it's created. Let's just open it and create our method, which basically redirect us to login.index, and then create our web.php file, and this time login controller index method, and let's comment this login. Okay, and this is login. So if you just go ahead and then visit login, there it is. Okay, let me just add some beautiful, for example, basically we need to add, as I told you, I will add Bootstrap here, so we need some kind of master layout. For example, let me just do it real quick. So if you just go to views and create a new folder called layouts, and then create a new file called master.blade.php. okay, and then import HTML5 basic scalar, and for sure we will include Bootstrap for CDN. Okay, let's just give it a shot how it works. H1 hello world. Okay, instead of master, we just got this, and we'll just go to our index file, and then extends layout, and the name of the layout, which is in our case master. Okay, let's just add some text. There it is. That means Bootstrap 4 is working here. Okay, let's go to master and then create our container here, and then put yield here, content. So we just called our yield content here, and then add section, and then if I just put, for example, some text like login, there it is. Okay, that's working. Next, I will just paste already hard coded some Bootstrap component. Basically, it's a card component. It looks something like that. Okay, and then we'll create form inside that form. Okay, next, if you just go to Bootstrap and then form tabs, and then if you just scroll down, you can see server side and something like this type of forms. Basically, we need something like that. Okay, so if I just copy a row, that is something like, please provide your city. Just copy these and then paste them here. Okay, so if you just check, okay, it's working nice. Okay, now let's modify it. Instead of city, we need to say this is basically our username, and then this is username, and the name, we'll add a name here, that's username, and of course we'll just copy this div from here and then paste it again, and then we will create input type of submit, and then class btn.primary. Okay, reload the page, there it is, and then placeholder would be username. This would be username, and then we'll just required browser remove browser layer validation. password. Okay, that's nice. I think we need to put our button inside a row. That now looks good. Copy this and then just paste the button inside this div. Okay, there it is. Now let's just go to our controller, login controller, and then we have, for example, when we basically post our form, it should hit the store method. Okay, and then of course we need a request, so we need to go to our web.php file and then create a new route, and this time the route would be post, and then it will hit the login method again, and the name of the controller is login controller store method. And if you want to add a name for it, you can just go ahead and add a name, for example user.login, and just copy this route name and then go to index and just add it here. And then the method would be post. Okay, so yeah, CSRF is important, as I told you. And then yeah, user.login is not defined. I think it's not saved. This might be okay. Click on submit, and yeah, there it is. That means it's working. So we need to go to our login controller and then die and dump, kill the page and request all. There it is, right? Okay, so let's just add validation here. Validate the form, and we say request validate. We have username that should be okay. Instead of username, we just make it email. And then the ID would be email. Okay, now it looks good because we can add two validation here. One is required, and then of course it should be email, and then one for password that is required. And you can also add your confirmed password that we'll basically do in our project. This is basically a simple test for you. Okay, now if we just click on submit, it is redirecting back us to this page. That means the validation part is working. Now the thing we need to do is to, if we just go to our index and then just remove this is invalid from here and then save it. There it is. It is now simple. It looks simple, right? Now we have to say if there is any validation error. Okay, let me just hide this. Okay, now what should we say? Basically I will use ternary operators here. So I'll say if errors sorry, excuse me, if errors has email, and then just add the class. The name of the class is invalid, and if not, just let it empty. Okay, and then what about the feedback? The feedback would be something like errors, and we can again use ternary operator if you want to. Errors dot get email, and then first, something like that. Let's just check it how it works. Reload the page and click on okay. First is not a function. Basically we need to say something like errors first email. What if we check it? Okay, click on submit button. There it is, right? The email is required, and this is basically our custom validation, and you can see this is quite beautiful. And how we can add, simply we need to we also need to add this in our password field. So we just copy this ternary operator and then go to our class and add it, and this time we will just call this password, and also just copy this line and then paste it here, and then get password, right? Save, reload the page and click on submit. There it is, the very beautiful, you know, validation errors using the Bootstrap example. Okay, so this was just example for validation using Bootstrap or any framework, and you just get the idea how validation beautifully work in Laravel. Okay, so in the next video we might discuss about more stuff using this. Okay, so see you in the next videos.